Hey everyone, and welcome back. So doing a news video today. Got a lot of announcements to get to, including the Arrow releases for July, and also a couple other very exciting announcements, including one that I know a lot of us have been waiting for a very long time. And also a box set that just got announced literally right before I sat down to record this video, so I'm sort of going to squeeze it in. So I may have to kind of rush through a couple of these just so I can make sure I can cover everything. So let's just dive right in. So first up, coming from Warner Brothers on June 27th is National Lampoon's Vacation is getting a 4K release. I love this movie so much. God, it's so hilarious. So I'm glad it's getting a 4K release. Looks like it's going to be two versions. It's going to be actually a standard release as well as a sort of deluxe edition. I don't know all the details just yet. So as soon as I find out more, I will definitely do a follow-up video, or include it in a follow-up video anyway. And I assume details will release soon because, again, it is coming out in about 2 months. And next up, we have a new announcement from Blue Underground announcing their next 4K title coming later this year. See here from Facebook, we've got a first look at the new artwork for Jess Franco's The Girl from Rio, coming soon to UHD and remastered Blu-ray, featuring a brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative and loaded with new and archival extras. So Blue Underground definitely not slowing down. They got their next 4K in the works, which is exciting, and kind of interested to see what else they have that they're going to be doing 4K releases of. And next up, Arrow has announced their July titles. Interesting mix here. So we actually have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 releases. One of them is UK only, 2 of them are US and Canada only, and then only 1 is US, Canada, and UK. So depending on where you live, you might have some importing to do, depending. So first up, coming in a 4K box set as well as a separate Blu-ray box set. And again, I assume the Blu-ray set will be region B locked. This is UK only, and it's the Bruce Lee at Golden Harvest limited edition. And this has a ton of stuff into it, so I'm gonna have to skip through it. I'm not going to cover every last detail, but I do want to just at least cover the basics. So first up, it's a 10-disc set, and it comes with a 200-page hardbound book featuring new writings on the films, 24 lobby card reproductions, 10 glossy photos of Lee in action, as well as a reversible poster with vintage quad poster artwork. So I'm basically going to cover the details of the 4K set, but again, the Blu-ray set is pretty much going to have pretty much the same details as well. So disc 1 has The Big Boss, which has been restored from the 99-minute 1983 version from the original camera negative. It's got the original Mandarin, English, and Cantonese mono audio, as well as 2 English mono options, the standard mix, and a Japanese mix with alternate score, as well as subtitles, commentaries, interviews, documentary, deleted and extended scenes. This is a lot here. And then disc 2 in 4K also has The Big Boss, the Mandarin cut, which has 3 alternate versions of The Big Boss, a 110-minute Mandarin cut, 100-minute English export cut, and a 100-minute US theatrical cut. So you definitely have options as far as which version you want to watch. Disc 3 has Fist of Fury in 4K, again newly restored from the original negative. It's got an alternate English export cut viewing option with different opening and closing credits. It's got Mandarin, English, and Cantonese audio, as well as a nice set of commentaries and an 80-minute overview of Bruce Lee's life. This was a featurette, a lot of nice extras on this one. Disc 4 has The Way of the Dragon, restored from original film elements of the Hong Kong theatrical cut as well as the Japanese cut. And again, a lot of really great extras, which hopefully you can see right here. Disc 5, probably the kind of one letdown of the set. Now, I understand why it's this way, but it's Enter the Dragon, but it's the old Warner Brothers Blu-ray from the 40th anniversary, which was 10 years ago. So now I do know that Warner Brothers is working on their own 4K release. So the question is like, well, why include it in the set, you know? But I guess the nice thing is like if you get the set and you kind of want all the films together, then when you do, you know, if you want to pick up the Warner Brothers set when that comes out, then you just take that 4K disc, put it in this box set, and then you got them all together. So if that's the thinking, that actually that does make sense. But as far as I could tell, the included Warner Brothers disc is the exact one that I think has been out for 10 years, basically. Disc 6 has a 4K release of Game of Death, restored from original film elements of the international cut as well as the Japanese cut. And again, nice slew of extras and deleted scenes and all of that right there. Now, disc 7 is a Blu-ray only release, and that's Game of Death, an alternate version. It's a presentation of the Chinese version of the film, and again, that's Blu-ray only, so I'd assume it's probably going to be region B locked. And then disc 8 has Game of Death bonus disc on Blu-ray as well, which has a brand new 3-hour video essay by Arrow Films that incorporates incorporates a new 2K restoration of all 2 hours of Lee's original dailies from a recently discovered inner positive. Now that's cool. Fortunately, that Blu-ray is probably region locked, so for me anyway, that's probably bad news. Disc 9 then comes with a Blu-ray only Game of Death 2, which has a brand new 2K restoration of the international cut of the film titled Game of Death 2 by Arrow Films from original film elements. And it also has the Hong Kong theatrical cut titled Tower of Death, which contains some scenes in standard definition. And then disc 10, also Blu-ray, is documentaries. It looks like they have a bunch of different documentaries, including Bruce Lee, the Man and the Legend from 1973, Bruce Lee, the Legend from 1984, plus an archival video of a tour of Golden Harvest Studios conducted in the mid-1990s, as well as an alternate animated Hong Kong credits for Enter the Dragon, as well as trailers and image galleries. So yeah, this thing is packed with stuff. Again, this is a UK only release, and again, it's a 4K release as well as a separate Blu-ray release. And there's an Arrow Store exclusive which does have different artwork on the outer box, as well as actually on the individual covers for the films, which you can see here. Other than that, it is identical, just has that different artwork on it. And again, that is a Arrow Store exclusive. So yeah, a lot more Bruce Lee coming in 4K. Next title for the US and Canada is the movie Fighting Back, starring Tom Skerritt. Now this is one I'm really excited about. This is a movie I actually wanted to see for a very long time. So finally getting a Blu-ray release. So it's going to have the original mono audio as well as subtitles. Danny Kim, a new interview with camera operator Danielle Nanuzzi. Am I pronouncing that right? God, I hope so. A trailer, TV spot, image gallery, as well as a double-sided poster. That is estimated for July 4th, actually. Interesting one for July 4th. Next one is another box set, but this one is for the US, Canada, and UK as well, so all three. It's a Blu-ray box set called Blood Money 4 Western Classics Volume 2, slated for July 25th, and it comes with 4 films, all of them getting 2K restorations from their original camera negatives. They have original Italian and English titles at the front and the end, both Italian and English soundtracks, as well as several new special features, you know, interviews and things like that. So let's see, what do we have? Disc 1 has $10,000 Blood Money. Disc 2 has Vengeance Is Mine. That's a good one. I've seen that one before. Disc 3, Find a Place to Die. Disc 4, Metallo, aka Kill Him. And again, it's the only release from this slate that is sort of multi-region, which is good for all of us, you know. And finally, the other Arrow one for July, slated for July 18th, is a Blu-ray or a 4K release, depending on which one you want, of Martin Scorsese's Hugo, which is an interesting one for them to pick up. So the 4K version actually does come with included Blu-ray. So the 4K version will have the 2D version of the film, but the included Blu-ray, luckily, as well as the separate Blu-ray release, will have both the 2D version of the film as well as the 3D version of the film, which I'm really glad, because Hugo was actually shot by Scorsese in 3D, so I'm glad that that's still available. You know, not to repeat what I kind of mentioned in a previous video, but it's like, you know, one of the big shames is the fact that, like, all the TV companies abandoned 3D when, again, there are movies that were actually shot in 3D, and it'd be great to watch them in actual 3D. But I am glad that the 3D version will still be available in this set. And this is going to be a limited release, at least initially. Obviously, a standard release will come out down the line. Come with a double-sided poster, as well as an illustrated collector's booklet. And disc 1, which would be the 4K disc, and then disc 2 will be the Blu-ray disc, and those two will be identical as far as having the movie and the commentary tracks. And then disc 3 in the set is a Blu-ray that'll have all the other extras on it, all the interviews and things like that. And that's it for the Arrow July titles. So next up, we move on to the just announced Severin Box Set, which again just got announced before I made this video. Luckily I saw it and I'm able to include it. There's another one I'm going to have to kind of go through. I'm going to have to cover this carefully, which I think you guys will understand. So the new title coming from Severin, estimated for July 25th, is a massive box set of the Central World of Black Emanuel. It's a 15-disc Blu-ray box set. And this thing is just jam-packed. It has 21 films, 2 adjacent films, as well as a documentary, and 2 soundtrack CDs. So I'm gonna cover this as best I can. Probably not gonna have to go over every little detail, but yeah. Some of these titles I also may have to just kind of zip through a little quick. Just because, like, I don't know what's going to get flagged or not as far as YouTube goes. So let's just go through everything. So first off, disc 1 has Black Emanuel and Black Emanuel 2. Disc 2 has Emanuel in Bangkok as well as Emanuel in America. Disc 3 has Emmanuel Around the World, as well as Emmanuel and the Last Cannibals. Disc 4 has Porno Nights of the World, as well as Emmanuel and the Porno Nights of the World. I don't know if I can say that word on here or not. I sort of skipped through it. You guys can see what that word is. And then Disc 5 has Sister Emmanuel, as well as Emmanuel and the White Slave Trade. Not sure if that's even something else I can say on here. Who knows? Disc 6 has Violence in Women's Prison, as well as Emmanuel in Prison. Disc 7 has Black Cobra, as well as Black Velvet. Disc 8 has Emmanuel's Perverse Outburst, as well as Porno Erotic Love. So I gotta skip through that as quickly as possible. Disc 9 has Divine Emmanuel. Disc 10, Emmanuel, Queen of the Desert, which also includes The Dirty Seven, a longer alternate cut of the film under its original title. Disc 11 has Amore Libero, aka Free Love, as well as Emmanuel, a Woman from a Hot Country. Disc 12 has Black Deep Throat, and Porno Nights of the World, N2, not sure what N2 stands for. Disc 13 has Inferno Rosso, the Joe D'Amato on the Road Excess. That's the Joe D'Amato documentary, I believe, which is cool. Can't wait to see that. And then Disc 14 and 15 are both soundtrack CDs. So one is Nico Fidenko's Groove CD, and then the other one is Black Emmanuel's Rarities and B-Sides CD. So just a massive, massive box set. Again, I'm sorry, sort of blew past a couple of the details. It retails for $289.95, currently on pre-order sale from the Severin website for $195. And again, that is estimated for July 25th. And definitely the one I am most excited about, and I think some of you will be as well, because we've been waiting for this for a very long time. We're finally getting a new release of Trick or Treat, the original film from 1986. Long, long overdue. Like, I mean, it hasn't been on Blu-ray at all. I think the only Blu-ray release, if I'm not mistaken, which I do have, was a German release, I think it was, or Austrian. And that was made from a 35mm print. Not sure on the details just yet, but I think this is getting transferred from its original negative. It's being put out by Synapse in association with Red Shirt Pictures. Now, Red Shirt Pictures, for those of you who may not know, that's owned by Michael Felcher, and he's the one he's done like a lot of extras over the years for like almost all of the labels. And I think this might be one of the first, like, he was heavily involved in the Vestron stuff, but I don't know how much he was involved with picking which movies and stuff. Like, I don't know that much about it, but I think this is technically the first time he's really been involved in like producing something like this from start to finish. And what a great one to pick too. I mean, so there's no release date yet and no really further details. They're hoping later this year, you know, by the end of the year. If not, it could be next year. I think they're very early in the stages, but I'm so glad that they did announce it. They did announce it, and this is getting a 4K, it's good, 4K release and Blu-ray, so it's like finally recovering, you know, all aspects here. I'm sure the extras will be great. I mean, considering Synapse is behind this, I mean, you know they're going to go all out and give it the best transfer it possibly can get. So finally, after all this time, we are finally getting Trick or Treat, and in 4K, no less. I did hear, I think I mentioned in a video a while back that, I mean, I did hear something that somebody somewhere might be putting out a release of this, but I mean, had no clue who. Did not expect Synapse, so that's definitely good news there. Obviously, any information that comes about, I will jump on it as soon as I can, but most likely we're not going to hear anything more probably for a while. Now, they are doing an interview, or maybe they already did an interview. I've not had a chance to listen to it yet, so maybe a couple more details were covered in that interview. If you guys have listened to it, definitely let me know if they've mentioned anything specific. But yeah, really, really exciting news, and that's why I kind of want to just end this video with that announcement. So I think that kind of wraps up this news video. I'm sorry I sort of skipped over some of the finer details of some of these sets. I don't really like to go through all the extras, but I'm kind of in a bit of a time crunch today, so I definitely don't want this video running too long. But if you have any questions, definitely let me know, and let me know your thoughts on any of these announcements. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.